Hey guys, welcome to the 175th C# tutorial that I'm making for the new Boston. And in this tutorial, we're going to continue working on our address book project. And basically what we're going to be doing is reading all of the people that we've stored in our XML file. So we're going to have it do this when the form loads. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is create a new XML document since we're going to be reading the people. So we're going to say XML document xdoc equals a new XML document. And then we're just going to want to load the XML document that we created. So we're going to say xdoc.load, and we can just say path since we created a path up here. We can just say the path plus, and then that path to the XML file, which is inside of our address book folder, and then it's called settings.xml. Alright. And now we basically want to loop through every single person node and create a new person and store all of their information that's in here. So we're going to say for each XML node, X node, in, and then we just want to retrieve all the nodes inside this people node right here. So we're going to say xdoc.select nodes, and then we're just going to want to give the path to that person node, or all those person nodes. So we're going to say people/person, since there are multiple person nodes. Alright, so now each time it loops through here, we basically just want to create a new person, and then we're going to add it to this people list. And then we're just going to create a new item to add to this list view so that you can select all of the people that you've added previously. So first we're just going to want to create a new person here. So we're going to say person p equals a new person. And now we're just going to want to set all the properties of that person, like their name and stuff. So we're just going to have to read that. So we're going to say p.name equals, and then we're going to want to select a node inside of this person node. And the first node that we want to select is their name. And then we're going to want to get the inner text of this to retrieve the person's name. So we're going to want to say xnode.select single node, and then we're just going to want to select that name node. So we're going to want to select name, and then we're going to want to get the inner text of that to retrieve the person's actual name. So we'll get Adam for the first person right here. And then we just want to repeat this process for all the different properties. So we want to set their email equal to the email, so we're just going to read out of the email node. Then for their address, we're just going to say from the address node, and the property is called street address. And then finally for the additional notes, and we just called that node notes. Alright, so now we have ones for all the text properties. But what about for their birthday? Remember, we stored it in this big number called file time number. Well, what we're going to have to do is convert it back into a date time. So we're going to say p.birthday equals, and then we're still going to want to get the text inside of here so that we can convert it into date time. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this right here, and we're going to want to select the birthday node. And yep, we want to get the inner text of it, but we can't just leave it at that since it has to be converted into a date time. So we're going to say date time dot from file time, and it calls for a long in here, so we're basically just going to have to convert this string that we read into a long. So to do that, we're just going to use the convert class. So convert.toInt64, and remember, an int64 is the same as a long, so we're basically just converting this text right here into a long, or a 64-bit integer. Alright, and now that we've created this person, we can go ahead and add it to this people list, or this person list up here. So we can say people, people.add, and then we can add that person that we just created. So p, and then we're going to want to create a new list view item and add this list view for that person's name. So we're going to say list view one.items.add, and then we're just going to want to add that person's name, and that would be p.name. Alright, so now let's just go ahead and test this out and make sure that it works. So now when we debug here, we get all the people that we created previously. Now if we were to just create another person here, like say, I don't know, Joe, email address, let's make it His birthday is, let's say, January 1st, 2000, and then additional notes will be, there are none. Alright, so now let's just add this person, Joe, close it out, open it back up, and Joe should still be there. Yep, with all his correct information. But Joe, his birthday's correct, there are no notes, his full name is Joe, and there. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial, so see you guys.